Grand Prix is just around the corner. Max Verstappen hopes to limit the damage despite a grid penalty of at least 3 places, but history shows any attempt to fight back is unlikely, with Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas and Mercedes so strong at the venue. All F1 races in Russia have been won by Mercedes. After the 2014 Olympics, the circuit around the Olympic Park was finally used as an F1 circuit. The circuit was designed by F1 house architect Herman Tilke and was used for the first time in 2014 for the Russian Grand Prix. The circuit has been a favourite of the fans and drivers, not really in fact, as it's not very challenging to drive. The Sochi Autodrom has a combination of long straights and a variety of corners, but most of them are 90 degrees. Only a combination of unique bends between 2, 3, 4 and 5 can be called as unique. The long turn is reminiscent of the unique corner at Istanbul. In 2014, the official Grand Prix of Russia was held at Sochi Circuit. In 1913 and 1914, there was already a race organised in Russia, but at the time the F1 Championship did not exist. The race in St. Petersburg won by Georgy Shilvin and Willy Scholl. The Russian and German drivers both did this in a Mercedes-Benz car. In that respect, Russia is really a territory of Mercedes. No other team has won there since they went back. In 2014, the first official victory went to Lewis Hamilton. He went on to win races 3 more times. Valtteri Bottas won twice and Nico Rosberg won once. Twice the pole went to another team, and on both occasions it was Ferrari. In 2017, Sebastian Vettel took off from pole, and in 2019 Charles Leclerc did the same. With a strong engine, they were both able to compete for the win, but Mercedes proved too strong for them each time. Max Verstappen doesn't have a great list of results in Russia. The Dutchman finished second in 2020, although that was mainly due to a penalty for Hamilton, who had made a practice start in the wrong pace. Bottas was elusive for Verstappen throughout the race. Maybe this year will be different, however. In 2021, everything is different in F1, with a real title fight between Red Bull and Mercedes. Red Bull with Honda have managed to put together a package that will allow them to compete for victory in any race. Straight line speed remains Mercedes' weapon, but Red Bull is not that far off. After the crash between Hamilton and Verstappen, the Dutchman will travel to Russia with a 3-place grid penalty. It is expected that Verstappen will opt for a new engine here as well, which will also mean that he will take an additional penalty. Sergio Perez will hopefully be able to take the fight to the Mercedes drivers and some points off them in Red Bull's case. It's not the best weather at Sochi at the moment for an F1 race. On Tuesday there was footage of flooded paddock, and in the coming days it will not get any better. According to weather.com, the chance of rain on Friday is 59%, Saturday 100% and Sunday 74%. The temperature will not allow the track to dry quickly. On Friday and Sunday, the maximum temperature in Sochi will be 19 degrees, while on Saturday it is not even expected to get warmer than 17 degrees. The temperature in combination with the rain could mean that there's a completely different team to emerge from here. The weather forecast is perhaps the reason why Red Bull wants to wait with a new engine for Verstappen. The Belgian Grand Prix showed that RB16B is very good in the rain. If the Sochi circuit is going to be slippery, Verstappen may want to start from the front with an old engine. Normally Mercedes is by far the favourite in Russia. Red Bull has indeed showed it can come close on tracks like these, but Mercedes has the faster car on these tracks. The 3-place grid penalty doesn't help either. If Max qualifies ahead of Hamilton in the rain, he will probably be behind him in the race. Normally you could say Mercedes should get a 1-2 here. Russia was the last race where Mercedes is really the favourite. If the team wants to get ahead of Red Bulls going into their favourite races, it has to happen now. With the rain, however, it could well be a very different story. In the paddock on Thursday and Friday, the main stories have been about engine penalties really. Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc both taking their engine penalties. Obviously we knew it would happen at some point, but Verstappen starting from the back, it will make for an interesting race, certainly a lot more exciting, but we'll see. I think all go to get into the top 5 personally. Leclerc as well, excited to see what the new Ferrari spec can bring. Also lots of mind games between Hamilton and Verstappen, as you'd expect, and Bottas saying he will let Hamilton past. Kind of understandable, you know it's happened, but move it on to practice 1, and yeah, Valtteri Bottas topping the time for Mercedes, and yeah, it was a solid day for Mercedes. They were straight out of the blocks, fastest, and Lewis Hamilton was in second, so Mercedes looked strong. Red Bull just a bit further back, But yeah, on the whole, FP1, not a lot you can really read into the times. From my memory as well, no major incidents. So yeah, quite a quiet session to kick off the weekend. In FP2, there were a few incidents. Giovinazzi hitting the wall, not doing his chances of keeping the seat any good. And then you also had Gasly losing his front wing towards the end of the session, but he was still third. Great session for him. Once again, it was the two Mercedes dominating. Very close together on qualifying pace. Not that it seems like that will matter. And then race pace, they had a significant advantage over Red Bull as well. So they're looking very strong. Gasly in third, Norris in fourth, Perez down 11th. Verstappen obviously wasn't setting a practice qualifying run for obvious reasons. But yeah, it does let Mercedes firmly in the ascendancy. Before I go, here are my predictions for this weekend. On pole, I'm going to say Lewis Hamilton. I think it will be very tight in the battle, and what seems like it's going to be a wet qualifying between Hamilton and Verstappen. But I think Hamilton will just edge it. Maybe George Russell will be in there as well, we never know. And with Verstappen likely starting at the back, there's a good chance he'll convert it. Bottas in second, even though he's not a rain master, Sochi is his favourite track. So yeah, I think he's got a decent chance of getting there. And Norris in third, why not? He was flying in the wet last time out, so no reason why he can't repeat it. But anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Drop your thoughts, comments down below. Follow on to so link is much more for daily F1 news. And subscribe to my channel, it's going right now, and I'm greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.